Good afternoon and welcome. I am Wendy O'Donovan Phillips. I'm the president of Bloom Marketing. And this is a post-event recording of a webinar that took place on May 24th, 2017. And today we'll be talking about Kaboom, the method used by senior organizations for the best marketing results. I would like to start, as we always do at Bloom, by making a commitment to you. In every interaction, we aim to be of the highest and best service to anyone that we are interacting with. That goes for everyone who's listening in today. We always like to keep webinar attendees on the edge of their seats and truly provide value. So in that spirit, our team of marketing experts took time to secret shop everyone who signed up for the webinar today. So we had about 102 people sign up for the original webinar. 61 of them attended, and you may be listening to this after the event. We secret shopped 90 organizations total. Anyone who had a work email address that we could trace back to an organization where they probably were on a marketing team there. So I am going to announce those winners before we're finished today, and tomorrow, or at least by now, you will have each received a complimentary confidential report with our custom feedback for your organization. If for some reason you signed up and you did not receive a report, it's because we were unable to determine which organization you worked for, but we're happy to provide one of those reports for you if you just want to send us your organization name. And again, that's free of charge. Here's what I want you to know. You all are doing a great job across marketing, across the board. Our feedback may not come as a surprise to you. For example, we might recommend that you do some website updates, and that's on your docket of to-dos, your long list of to-dos, but not a priority for the moment. So take what you like from the report, take what's useful, and leave the rest. So today I'll begin by sharing with you a fresh way to think of your marketing efforts, our signature Kaboom method. I will briefly share with you a little bit about us and why we do what we do, and then I will reveal our winners, and then we'll be finished. So without further ado, let's dive in. This is how your competitors think of marketing. So they are cobbling together a series of solutions for marketing, and just they keep piling it on. So they may have recently redone the website, and then they're running an email campaign. They have sales outreach via telephone. Layer on top of that social media marketing, open house marketing, event marketing. On top of that, let's do some blogs, some content marketing, and then things really become a jumbled up mess when we layer on top of that even. Let's do some word of mouth marketing, and then how about that referral agency? Why don't we invest a little bit there as well? What happens with this dart and the dark approach is that the cost of the marketing outweighs the value of the target acquisition of the actual client coming in, and marketing becomes a madhouse, right? So it's just it could become difficult to manage, difficult to track, difficult to measure return on investment for. So let's start over with a clean blank slate and look at this very differently. This is the Kaboom method. So there are essentially 4 areas of marketing that a senior organization can focus on. They are brand awareness, so of course getting name and reputation out into the community in a positive way. Traditional marketing, so yes, there is still absolutely a time and place for direct mail, television, radio, print advertising. Senior organizations across the nation still benefit from that type of seemingly old-fashioned but absolutely necessary marketing. Sales support, so sales and marketing of course go hand in hand. If there's a breakdown in the marketing strategy, then it's going to affect sales. If there's a breakdown in the sales strategy, it's going to affect certainly the marketing budget, right, and marketing efforts. So that's part of the mix. And then online marketing, which seems to gather and garner the most attention in this day and age, just because it's changing so quickly. There's so much to keep up with, right? So of these 4 areas, where we see the majority of senior organizations like yours overinvest are in brand awareness and in online marketing. So particularly in open house events, thinking, well, if we have enough events and if we go to enough community trade shows and events, then word will get out there. And then online marketing, whatever's hot now, let's add it to the mix. And so I'm going to show you a methodology for simplifying that and making sure that you're not over invested in any one area. So another way to look at this is you have a marketing wheel. And it's just like your investment portfolio. You want to be very well balanced and make sure that you are invested in one or two areas, or I should say a handful of areas under each one of these tactics. So here are all of the possibilities, everything that you could do for marketing under these areas. I'm going to give you a moment to take those in. And no doubt you are already running many of these. The idea behind the Kaboom method is, yes, you may have many of these happening at one given time, but what if you focused your team and your efforts entirely on just a handful of them? So for example, we are working with a community, and most recently we finished this segment for them. So we were hyper-focused on a single event that was coming up, on a direct mail campaign that we needed to get out to market, on a sales team engagement strategy to connect those dots between sales and marketing. And then we recently launched their new website and started search engine optimization. So what you're looking at here is a moment in time for that particular community, right? So while they had many other marketing initiatives happening at the same time, their team and our team got hyper-focused on just these 5 initiatives right now, because we knew for sure that these were the 5 initiatives that were going to get them from where they are now, from where they were at that time, to where they wanted to be. We knew that our focus belonged here. And here's how we knew. We surveyed their happiest residents and their families. So this is not rocket science by any means. Organizations like Starbucks and Apple are gathering target market data from us all the time. What do we like? What do we not like as their customers? And then they're minimizing what we don't like and maximizing what we do. And many organizations that signed up for the webinar today do the same thing. Target market research every 5 years or so, or every 2 years. I am suggesting that you do it much more often. Do a finite smaller study every quarter or every year or every 2 years to really understand where you are in your marketing history, what's working well, what to minimize, and what to maximize. And here's the thing, guys. Nobody can tell your organization's story like your happiest residents and clients. They light up, and family members as well. When you ask them the right questions, they light up and they share stories of transformation that you and I could not replicate if we tried. And that stuff is marketing gold. It's what sells your community or your organization to those people who don't know you yet. It's all about building that relationship, and nobody can show them, the people who don't know you, what that relationship is like the people who are already in relationship with you and already know and love you. So what questions to ask? It doesn't have to be a lot of questions by any means. I'm not talking about the deep, dark dive study that we do, every 5 years or so. I'm talking about a very simple survey. So you could ask just 5 questions. I'm going to give you a moment to take those in. The top question is my favorite question, because when you ask folks questions like this one, like what are we doing best, that's when they start talking about how you made life better, how you made one of the hardest choices of their life easier, how you made their loved one's life better, how you transformed a really scary or troublesome situation into calmness and serenity and peace, right? So what are we doing best? Be sure that you ask anytime that you are getting ready to launch a campaign, to do a new marketing initiative. Get back in the hearts and minds of those people who love you best and uncover how they would answer that question. It becomes the message that is the cornerstone of your campaign. The rest of the questions are really centered around would you or would you not pay attention to the type of media that we're considering putting out to market. So if your current patients, if your current residents and clients do not click on online ads, did not find you by online search, then consider ratcheting back your investment there. If they do, by and large, read direct mail and they indicate that they did see your last direct mailer, or they did make that phone call, that big phone call based upon seeing a direct mailer, then consider investing more there. So we're looking for trends here, right? So if a low percentage of folks click on online ads, that's a low priority for you. If a high priority read direct mail, then that's a high priority for the marketing department. And it's always in flux, right? So it's not as though we can run this study one time with one group of people and then that's it. In another, even in a quarter or a year or a 2-year time frame, this can change and shift for your community or for your organization. So run a simple study often to uncover what is the best next approach for you for the marketing department. What's born out of this study is 3 simple things: messaging, a mood board, and a marketing plan. So again, not that you all need graphic standards guide, you probably already have that in place. This builds upon that. Not that you need a strategic marketing plan, you probably already have that in place, like the overarching marketing plan. This takes it the next level and gets more granular. What do we focus on particularly right now, this month or this quarter? Here's an example of it. So Applewood Our House is the client that I referenced earlier, the senior community. When we ran this study for them, it took about 4 weeks, and we learned that they were really known at that time for instilling a sense of calm and comfort, for really being there and offering customized care, really being dedicated to that customized care. And you can see on the left-hand side, we documented these sorts of things so that it becomes the song sheet from which everybody can sing. Their marketing department, we as their marketing arm, other marketing players that they had brought into the mix for various reasons, they could pass this along to everyone and say, this is what this particular campaign or these 5 initiatives should read like and feel like. We knew it to be true because it matched the survey results and because it matched what they already had. It built upon what they already had as graphic standards and brand messaging. On the right-hand side, the mood board establishes a basic look and feel for the marketing campaign. So it is a reflection of what the messaging is. Side by side, it's the song sheet from which we all sing. And then that third thing that's born is that highly focused strategic marketing plan. What are the 5 initiatives that we should focus on right now in order to get us from where we want to be to where we are to where we want to be next quarter? So again, we were running direct mail, sales team engagement strategy, developed that website, did the search engine optimization, and had that event. Now, this mix looks very different from time period to time period. So this may be their mix this time next year, or this could be the mix for a completely different organization, maybe for one that's on the line today. Out of those 50 possibilities that we looked at, there are multitudes of permutations for how to get these things and for what to put to market. Rather than throwing all those darts in the dark and trying all those different permutations, get granular, get hyper-focused, and understand what you're doing and why by surveying. Rest assured that everybody who signed up for the webinar gets the goodies. So we'll be sending out key slides, articles, videos, tutorials, other supporting materials that support the learnings from today to keep the education going. So look for those in your inbox if you signed up. Let's look at what this looks like in action. So when we took this to market for Applewood Our House, you could see the website development. You could see some work that we did promoting their event on social media. We got into the trenches with them for sales support, really connecting those dots, setting them up with a presentation that they could utilize in their conversations on tours, and then really fine-tuning their sales efforts and their CRM efforts to maximize every single opportunity that knocked on their door. Just 5 things, just 5 things. That's it. Over the course of a few months, we got all of these things finished And now we're able to focus on the next phase. Okay, what is the next most important thing for us to do? And we can harken back to those surveys and see exactly what to do next. A very different organization, the Argyle, it's a nonprofit organization, another senior community. And again, you can see that by virtue of using this methodology, they have they have continuity in look and feel, in messaging, in overall design. And then in their case, we focused on, again, just 5 or 6 areas over the course of a few months to really do those right, do them 100% right, and get them to market, because we knew at that time in their history, these were the most important initiatives to get their message to market and to get occupancy levels stabilized, high, and the waiting list long. A little bit about who we are and why we do what we do and how we do it. So I started my company 10 years ago after working for an agency where I worked on Fortune 500 accounts. And I learned this process of gathering target market research and doing this survey process, this Kaboom methodology, we call it now. And I thought to myself, if I can distill that down to its most essential parts and help folks in healthcare use it on a regular basis, then perhaps I can make a difference in the world. So that is what I have been doing along with my team for about 10 years now. We offer all of those 50 marketing tactics. We deploy all of them. We execute all of them for clients across the nation. We have a 96% client retention rate. Once clients choose us, they stay with us because it works very, very well. And we are trusted by the Michigan Assisted Living Association for expert marketing guidance. And we are now the second largest, we are the one of only 2 full service senior marketing agencies in the nation. We are a team of actually now 8. We're growing very quickly, based out of Denver. But again, we serve clients coast to coast. We're often asked how much our programs cost. On average, our clients invest about $3,300 a month, but our programs start at $850 a month and go all the way up to the multiple thousands a month. It just really depends upon what the community needs. We act as an arm, a CMO to some of our clients where they want for us to oversee the whole marketing piece. And then for other larger corporate clients, we help with overflow projects and whatnot. So it scales up and down. But if you look at that average investment of $3,300 a month, and then for our clients, on average, their new residents or clients bring in $5,000 a month, the return on investment is absolutely there. And we are hyper-focused on providing that return on investment. And regardless of whether a senior organization is using us or using this methodology that they've learned from a webinar or a lecture or an excerpt of my book, however they got their hands on it, when they use it, they see 176 more new leads over other standard marketing methods. So no matter how you use it, use it. Without further ado, let's turn our attention to our winners. First, I will show you the criteria upon which we secret shopped each one of the organizations. Again, we had 102 people sign up for the webinar. We secret shopped 90 of you. And this is the criteria that we looked at. I can't say enough about how well you guys are all doing. It was so difficult to pick just 6 winners out of the 90, but we did have some real standouts. So to begin, our logo winner. This organization's logo is crisp, clear, and memorable. Its sophistication perfectly emulates the experience that they tout across their marketing materials. They talk about unmatched care throughout their website and other marketing materials. And out of 90, we had 8 contenders for this particular category. But the logo winner is the Blake, with locations in Alabama, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, and South Carolina. Congrats to Michael Hotzklau, who joined us on the 24th from the Blake. The logo runner-up, this organization's logo is beautiful in its simplicity and in its message. There's light coming through the logo mark, and we felt that it just really reflected the brand promise that the organization made on its website. So they say, we are listeners, we are helpers, we are hope. And the logo runner-up is First Light Home Care, with locations across the United States. And way to go, Patricia Kalil from First Light. On to our next category, the website winners. For website, we had 10 contenders out of 90 that made it for consideration in front of our whole team. When we voted, the website winner, the video on the homepage of this organization's website brought several of our team members to tears. It was so touching. Beyond that, the entire website really captures exactly what we're talking about today. Okay, so the voice of actual residents. We all know that they tell the community story best, and they just really captured it all the way through. The website winner is Merrill Gardens Senior Living, with locations across various U.S. regions as well as in China. Terrific job, Amanda Warren from Merrill Gardens. We actually heard from her shortly after the live webinar, and she said that they had just finished their website redevelopment and they were really touched to get the prize. They absolutely knocked it out of the park. Our website runner-up. This website's opening line is our real story from people who know us best, our residents and families. Boy, they're preaching to the choir here. The text and the images throughout the website really deliver on that promise. And they took everything that we're teaching about today and really put it to use. The website runner-up is Commonwealth Senior Living, with locations across Virginia, which also happens to be my home state. Way to go, Elizabeth Skaggs from Commonwealth. Beautiful website. And last but certainly not least, our social media category. We had 7 contenders in this category. For our winner, this organization is knocking it out of the park on Facebook, from heartfelt reviews to lovely photos of residents and engaging videos. They've really nailed the art of social media as a 24/7 open house. Our social media winner today is Sunrise Senior Living, with locations across the nation. Congrats to Kelly Scarp, who joins us today, or joined the live webinar from Sunrise. And the social media runner-up. This organization is really telling a very compelling brand story with its Facebook presence. Their posts include, and I just love these, a game of trivia amongst residents, updates to the community's property, and then my favorite, a video of a most lovely resident fashion show. Our social media runner-up is Pennock Village out of North Carolina. Congrats to Julie Tampa on the line, on the original line from Pennock Village. So our winners from the 24th get a custom dashboard. So this is a tool that pipes all of your analytics from all of the marketing that you're running across various outlets into one handy dandy outlet, into one dashboard that you can access 24/7, and all the members of your marketing team can access. So we're going to set that up for all of our winners for free for a year service for that. And then for our runners up, they each get a complimentary training in one of these 4 areas. So social media training, which clearly our social media winners won't need that one, but referral training, sales engagement training, and then content marketing training. So we will be in touch. If you weren't on the live webinar and you're listening back to this and you were one of the winners, we are still going to reach out to you and get your prize delivered to you. So we'll be in touch on that. And then everybody else who signed up for the webinar, whether or not you were able to join us for the live session, also gets that complimentary custom report that will be in your inbox. Will have been in the inbox by May 25th. So keep an eye out for that. In summary, we have entered, unfortunately, an age of fear in healthcare. So when you think about your clients and everything that is on their minds when it's coming to just forging an agreement with you and placing their loved one with you, layered upon all of that is the fear of the Affordable Care Act. So, the advent of the Affordable Care Act, the retraction of it, all kinds of confusion around it, right? There's encroaching competition on your side, which means that your clients are confused about all of their choices. And all of the changing Medicare guidelines make it even more confusing for them to make choices. When you put a little bit of science behind your marketing and use this Kaboom methodology, you're able to attract the right residents and clients, attract the ones that are going to be happiest with you, that are relatively easy to move through the sales cycle and through the marketing funnel into your organization. You'll be able to really stand out from the competition in a profound way because the stories that are coming from your residents are straight from their hearts and minds, not just a bunch of marketing jargon. And at the end of the day, it makes your job a whole lot easier because of all those efficiencies and effectiveness. So put some science behind your marketing, have fun with this methodology. Everybody who signed up for the webinar is privy to a complimentary marketing session with our account manager, our lovely account manager, Melinda, who is, just like I said at the beginning, committed to true value. So what this is not a sales pitch. I want for you to think of a marketing challenge that you are facing right now, the hottest, most burning marketing challenge that you're having. When you bring it to my Melinda, she will genuinely help you come up with a myriad of ideas, different ways to look at it. And our commitment to you is that we will simply explore with you where you most need help and then share those free ideas to take your marketing to the next level. So if you would like that, even those of you who are tuning in after the live event and listening back to this recording, you can still text your email address to the number on your screen and get that complimentary session with Melinda. While you do that, I did have 3 questions that came up on the live event. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can before our time is up here today. One of them was, we've always relied on word of mouth referrals. Is there a similar marketing strategy we can implement? And the answer is yes. Out of all of those 50 things that you could do for marketing, there are a myriad of them that you can implement to encourage more word of mouth marketing, right? And so social media marketing, content marketing, training the staff to ask for referrals on a regular basis. Those are all things that will inspire more word of mouth marketing. Another question we had was, do you ever work with referral agencies? And yes, absolutely. We work, we like to say we play nice in the sandbox with whoever your marketing partners are. At the same time, we want to make sure that everything is grounded in strategy. So we are going to look very closely at the data. How well is the referral agency working for you? Is it bringing in good quality leads? Are we over-invested there? Are we under-invested there? So we look at it objectively. Everybody, again, that sort of clear blank canvas approach that we took at the beginning today, and look at it objectively. What does the data show us? Does it make sense for us to invest as much as we are in the referral agencies, or does it make sense to diversify and focus our efforts elsewhere right now? Or is it a mix of both? And then the final question we had was, do you find that any strategy or combination of strategies yields the best results? Yes, absolutely. And it is not formulaic. In other words, there is a combination of strategies that's right for your organization right now that won't be the same 6 months or a year or 2 years from now. But there is absolutely a right combination. And the key is to survey your target audience on a regular basis. Keep gathering that feedback, even the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So that you know what to improve upon and you know what to minimize and then you know what to maximize to make the most out of every marketing dollar. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.